Passionate about music.
And so, did you have a fun time at school? Was it okay? Was it?
I think it was okay. I knew there was something. I wouldn't say wrong, but I knew there was. I just knew there was something, and I had crushes on girls, things like that. But never did anything about it. Was never in a position to. Ripon's a very small place, and I found my feet when I got to Leeds and met my best friend Jonathan, and he showed me the way into coming out and being brave.
Oh, brilliant! Okay, so it's sort of quite uneventful at school, and then you went.
Yeah, pretty kind of bog standard really. Just was at school, enjoyed it, didn't hate it particularly too much, but I think I was desperate to kind of move on and do something else, and so the bright lights of
Leeds called.
Yeah.
And what did you go there? What did you do when you got there?
I was doing lots of promo work, bits of this and bits of that, and really just going out on a weekend and spending time with friends and really discovering myself. I think I really wanted to work in events, and so did lots of things to kind of get me there. And but yeah, my best friend Jonathan, he was there with me all the time when I started that process of coming out.
And was he the first person you told?
He was, yes.
And how did that go?
He said I already knew.
Always did.
You build up to this big crescendo of telling somebody, and then they go, "Oh, you already knew." And in some respects, it's kind of, that's okay then.
But also, it's a bit like, there's a bit of an anticlimax.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, but that's cool. So that's quite nice, and also to have that support there for you from your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. My friends were very, very supportive, and I've been very lucky not to come across much homophobia in my life. I am very lucky because there is homophobia out there, and there's lots of people who have views on the LGBT community that are really quite wrong, and we shouldn't have to put up with that prejudice. So I think I've been very lucky, and so I'm very grateful to that.
It's quite interesting because obviously, you grew up in Ripon and then you went to Leeds, but there's this, what I would call quite quietly political person, because you're not stringent, you're not striding or anything like that, or you're not outspoken, but you do all this incredible stuff. You work with charities. You're doing, like I said, you're doing this parachute jump. You're all completely mad. And you've got 25 people to do this parachute jump for the outside.
They're all mad too.
Yeah, they're all, yeah. And I know quite a lot of them, and they are pretty bonkers. And so you do this amazing work. How did you get into that? What made you do that? Why do all this sort of charity work as well, and so much for the LGBT community? I think
it's really important to give something back, and you can carry on in your normal 9-to-5 roles, and you can go home. But I think there's so many people out there that are needing help and support, and I think it's really important. A couple of years ago at Christmas, my Gran, who's got Alzheimer's, she didn't recognise me for the first time, and it was really, really upsetting. And with Alzheimer's, there's nothing much you can do really, and so that's when I decided to climb Kilimanjaro. So I climbed Kilimanjaro for the Alzheimer's Society, and wow. But that's the type of person that I am. I just if I can't do anything about it, I've got to go out and try to do something about it. So that there's a lot of fundraising there. I want to help organisations and help the LGBT community, and I just see it as just being me really, and that's what I do. It's just Jackie being Jackie really.
Passionate about music.